Hello and good evening. I'm Steve Eager. First on Fox 4 News at 5:30 tonight. The attorney for the man who was shot by a Dallas police officer as he sat in the passenger seat of a stolen car wants between $10 and $25 million in damages. Those numbers will be in an amended lawsuit for Kelvian Walker against former Dallas police officer Amy Wilburn. The shooting was last December, was recorded on a police dash camera. Walker was unarmed and Wilburn was fired by Chief David Brown for failing to follow department policy. Fox 4's Sean Rabb has been listening to depositions and has the recording of the fired officer's disciplinary hearing tonight. Sean.
Yes, Steve, and that amended complaint, it was also filed today. Now, what attorney Jeff Henley is doing, he says he's doing it because of what chiefs in the Dallas Police Department said during Amy Wilburn's disciplinary hearing and depositions as he filed this lawsuit.
I would have never approached that vehicle if I thought somebody was in it.
That's the voice of now fired DPD officer Amy Wilburn at the disciplinary hearing where she lost her job, explaining how she shot Kelvian Walker, passenger in a stolen car, December 9th last year along Military Parkway.
And then when I got there and opened the door, he was in there. I couldn't see his right hand. I made a movement. I said stop, and then as I fired, his hand came up.
From his hospital bed last December, Walker told us his hands were up the whole time.
I see the lady get out the car. She walks past, she has a gun out. She's walking towards my friend that ran. So just so happened she looked at me. As soon as she looked at me, she shot. She didn't say nothing. And then I just started screaming. I was like, what you shoot me for?
At that hearing, DPD Chief David Brown on Wilburn for failing to follow the department's felony stop policy.
Felony stop procedure is not what you feel. It's every time you do a felony stop, you give verbal commands to a vehicle for any suspects hiding to come out. And that's what you did do. That would have prevented this entire incident.
Walker's attorney, Jeff Henley, filing the lawsuit against Amy Wilburn. And in deposition, Assistant Chief Tom Lawrence said this about the shooting. I believe at the point the shooting occurred, I just don't believe she was justified. I don't think she was reasonably in fear to the level that we expect a reasonable officer to be.
I do.
And last week, Chief Brown gave his deposition in the federal lawsuit against the former officer.
I asked repeatedly over the next several days, and it had to be toward the latter part of the several days that I was asking, that I learned that there's not a gun that we found.
So no gun, therefore the chief suggests how could she be in fear for her life when she fired on Walker. Now, Walker was dirty. He was riding in a stolen car, but he maintained he had nothing to do with the carjacking at the time he was shot. DPD subsequently found he was not part of the ring of carjackers that had been at work in Southeast Dallas. And so between 8 and 17 million, incredible amounts named in this lawsuit, Steve.
Yeah, big dollars. Sean, a couple things. Remind people of the criminal side. This is, kind of a lawsuit against the police by the victim, but there's also a criminal side of this that has been moving. Remind people how that stands and what happened in that criminal side.
Yeah, now the lawsuit is actually against Amy Wilburn, not the Dallas Police Department. But it's easier, any lawyer will tell you, in a federal lawsuit like this, it's easier to sue an individual who once was representative of an entity who's been fired and to win against them rather than to sue the city of Dallas and the police department. Now, the department and the city have to indemnify her, so if they sue Amy Wilburn and win, then Dallas would pay the tab. Meantime, of course, she was fired, case gone before the grand jury right here in Dallas County, as you know, and she's dealing with that whole criminal process at this time.
Okay, all right. Sean Rabb in the Dallas Newsroom, thank you very much.